Hello everyone, welcome to T's World of Beautiful Ideas. You tuned into Money Wednesday, okay? Yes, we are still on our series of luxury expenses that the society has normalized. And remember that a luxury expense is a discretionary purchase that you do not necessarily need for your survival or for your basic living, right? So today's luxury expense that we're talking about is having to buy new baby or kid gears every time you have a baby. Let's say, for example, you had your first baby this year, right? And then next year you're planning to have baby number 2, right? The items that baby number 1 used, let's say you bought, majority of the time when we have our first baby, we buy literally everything, right? You'd buy a stroller, you'd buy clothes, you'd buy bottles, you'd buy warmers, you'd buy baby walkers, you'd buy car seats, all these things, right, that you're going to need to make your life easy so that you are able to serve your child, and also you make life easy for yourself as well, right? So you would already have these items, but majority of the times ladies or mothers or women tend to feel the pressure to get new items every time they have a new baby. Like a new baby to them equals new items. Like they have to have their own clothes, their own bottle, their own stroller, their own baby walker, their own car seat, and you find that they have items for baby number 1 heaped somewhere in the storage, baby number 2 heaped somewhere in the storage, and baby number 3 heaped somewhere in the storage. All those things culminate to or boil down to money spent, okay? And sometimes this kind of spending is as a result of the societal pressures, right? So there's a pressure that the society gives women that, no, you cannot have, your second baby, using the same stroller that baby number 1 used. Those are pressures that come from also friends giving you pressure, peer pressure, right? Sometimes it's pressure that comes from within yourself, like it's personal pressure. You are pressurizing yourself unnecessarily. You are condemning yourself. You are making yourself feel like reusing a stroller for baby 1 or baby number 1 is a taboo. It's something that is not cute, not elegant, not something that you should do. But I just want to say it's okay to reuse items. It's really okay to use the same car seat that you used for baby 1 for all your babies, okay? For as long as they can fit in that stroller, there isn't much pressing reason for you to get a new stroller. Okay, for as long as they can fit in that car seat, there isn't much pressing reason for you to get, a new car seat. Okay, so for as long as there isn't that pressing reason for you to get a new one, and the only reason that exists is just societal pressure, societal status quos, societal standards that you want to, live up to, even though nobody is really keeping score, you should not, subscribe to such, okay? What you could instead look into is generational wealth creation, financial literacy, look into how best can you use that money that you were supposed to buy a new stroller for baby number 2 with into, what you can use it in, For example, if you wanted to buy a stroller for baby number 2, you could take, and the stroller for baby number 1 is there, like still working very well. You could take that 3K for the stroller, or depending on, the one that you would like to buy, okay? You could take that money and then save it somewhere or invest it somewhere, and that account's name can be labeled baby number 2's daycare a fee, right? And that already baby number two's account is sorted, and once they start going for aftercare or for crèche or for what, or daycare, that there's money that was being, invested on a monthly, which was supposed to be spent, on items that, baby number one used, and they're still reusable for baby number two or baby number three, and that you're saving money. Okay, you don't always have to feel the need to buy anything, as long as the one that you had did not break, as long as the one that you had or you have perfectly fits baby number two or the new baby. I think it's still good enough for you to continue using it. Do not succumb to societal pressure. Do not succumb to friendship or peer pressure. Also, do not succumb to that personal pressure, because sometimes we are the ones that pressurize ourselves. The society is not even saying anything. Our friends or families are not even saying anything. We are the ones that want to, maintain a standard that we are not yet at, right? It's good to have a vision that all my kids have to have like their own things, but if financially it's going to be crippling your wealth creation and wealth development and wealth plans for the future for your children, then you would be on a wrong trajectory for your life and for your children's lives if you compete with that pressure, or if you give in to that particular pressure. Okay, majority of the items that babies use or we get for our babies, they outgrow them within like few days or few months, and you find that those are still pretty much looking so new, right? And when they look new like that, you pretty much can still reuse them. I don't think it's a crime for you to reuse. If maybe you're having like a psychological hold, like there's this strong hold that says you cannot reuse. I think maybe that's what you should fight, more than just blaming and saying society is pressurizing, or my family or my friends, whatever the root cause is that is making you want to establish a particular standard that is crippling your finances. Deal with the root cause and live a financially free life. It's so beautiful to have freedom financially. When your child cries, you just get them whatever they want, because you've built that financial freedom for them, so that if they ever need anything, if an emergency comes through, that there is an account from which you just withdraw and attend to the need of the child, instead of spending money on items that are not necessarily basic living items, right? Or necessary for your survival. Okay, they can survive with the same stroller that their brother or their sister had, but they cannot survive if they catch any virus in the air and their lungs are closing up. Okay, so let's make very wise financial moves, financial decisions, and become the best mothers that we would love to become, having money to spend, especially in situations that we did not plan for. Those are emergencies, right? Yes, I hope this is helpful for somebody or for all of us. If not, I will definitely find something for myself and learn from this video. Okay, so I want to leave you with this quote from Silvio Santos, which says, "Never be ashamed of wearing the same clothes, not owning an expensive phone, or driving an old car. The real shame is living for appearance, trying to be something you are not." Okay, that is Silvio Santos. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in, and let us meet in the next upload. Bye for now.